Good afternoon, everyone. So I am absolutely delighted to be back with a friend of mine and an absolutely brilliant lady, Caroline Mansfield, who is a live blood microscopist. Don't ask me to spell that. And a naturopath. And Caroline and I have done quite a few videos before because we love solutions in the world where a lot of us are discovering what a lot of the problems are. Caroline and I really love making sure we make solutions available to people. So, Caroline, a big welcome back to the channel and the podcast. How are you doing?
Oh, thank you. It's lovely to be back on. I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, what a journey it's been the last couple of years, and so many developments in so many different areas. But it's exciting, and I'm really excited today to be able to speak to you on this device that we're going to talk about.
Yes, it's fantastic. And before we really delve in, we've got a real treat for you because something that Caroline and I have been looking at, the BioNexus. We're going to explain more about this in a minute, but it's a fantastic solution for people. You're going to be blown away by it. But before we delve into that, Caroline, your work has taken a different turn because of your solution-based approach over the last few years. So can you just explain to people that don't know, what is live blood analysis? What are you doing with that work to help people come up with solutions?
Yeah, okay, great question. So live blood analysis is we take a pinprick of a peripheral drop of blood. We put that under the microscope, and we're able to really get a picture of people's health through looking at just that little pin drop of blood. It's not a diagnostic tool, but it gives us an overall picture. As I said, we can see how the immune system's functioning, how the liver's functioning, certain nutritional deficiencies. We can see certain biomarkers, maybe if we're looking at specifically cholesterol or inflammation, just different aspects. So by looking at this and sort of drawing this information together, then it just helps us with treatment modalities. But in recent years, I've been using live blood analysis to look at products and seeing how product affects the blood. So by working with companies who maybe have a product that they say helps with oxidative stress or whatever it is they say they're helping, the body with, we're able to sort of quantify that and back it up with live blood analysis. So I think as we're going forward in this time, more and more companies are looking to validate that, what their product does. And also, I think the consumer is looking for that validation as well, because we know a lot of nutraceutical companies, for example, have been brought out by pharmaceutical companies. So there's a lot of distrust out there at the moment with taking, what nutrients to take and not to take. So I think looking at the efficacy of the product, but also the ethos of the company, who's behind the companies, who's running it, where products source from, etc., makes a big difference. And then when you do this extra validation of testing, then that product comes into its own. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey, and it's lovely to see companies wanting to do that testing as well.
I absolutely love it. And, this is why I love the work that Caroline does, because we both want to provide solutions to people, but we only want to provide solutions where we're really confident, as you say, with the company, with the actual product, and it's doing what it says it does. So before we launch into the presentation, can you just show us the size of the little device, the BioNexus that we're talking about? Because it's amazing.
So the device we're talking about today is the BioNexus. It's a bioresonance device, which I'm going to come on to explain about. And you can see there's the palm of my hand, and that's the size of it. I mean, it's just so dinky. It's the world's smallest bioresonance device that's been patented. So very easily, I call it like your pocket of health. You just take that around with you everywhere. And which I'm going to explain.
Yeah, lovely. I just wanted people to see that so that they could picture in their mind what we're talking about as we're going through the presentation. So what we're going to do now is walk you through a presentation and then ask some questions at the end. So take it away, Caroline.
Okay, lovely. So let me just share the screen with you now. Okay, so you can see that fine.
Yes, lovely.
Okay, so what we're talking about here today is from Biophotonic company, And they have a range of devices that help to mitigate EMFs, and also bioresonance devices and home mitigation. But the product we're talking about today is the BioNexus. And this is the world's, as I said, the world's smallest device. It's the next generation endogenous bioresonance device with a voice and biological feedback system. And it uses what's called an ultra-wideband endogenous bioresonance therapy. And it's the only patented technology in this area. So that's what's really special about the BioNexus. And people are asking, what is endogenous? Well, endogenous is anything that comes from within. So every cell, every organ system in your body has a frequency. And these frequencies reflect and can dramatically shift in accordance with our health. So the BioNexus also has what's called a voice indicator for bodily health. So it's measuring your voice. It's not just measuring your vocal cords, for example, it's measuring your bronchioles, your lungs, your autonomic nervous system, and everything that plays into our voice is influenced by, they're measuring the pitch and the tone and the frequency, and this shifts in accordance with our health. And this can change depending on, if we're in a diseased state or if we're tired. We know that, we can sometimes hear in our voice when you're speaking to a friend, or you sound tired or you sound upset. Our voice really is a reflection of what's going on within. But even, it goes back into a deeper level than just that as well. So that's what's so special about BioNexus. It's not just, it's measuring the frequencies from within our cells, but also it's measuring our voice.
It's fantastic. It's so novel. When I came across this, you're going to hear about my excitement later. Carry on.
So the endogenous frequency therapy is that the body receives the precise frequencies needed to initiate the appropriate physiological action. And this is how the device works. So basically it's reading what's coming off your body, and it's converting it into these healing frequencies to push back to your body. So you notice this when you're in a healing session, which we'll come on to talk about. So there's two modes of action. And the first one, as I said, is the biological feedback. So in this way, it's reading the endogenous electromagnetic signals emitted by your body. It modulates them and delivers them back to you as a healing frequency. And in the biological feedback, we're correcting and we're synchronizing the body's systems and functions. So that's basically what it's doing. It's helping to harmonize and balance your body so the body can then start to, correct itself. And in mode 2, this is the voice feedback section. So our sound waves are measured and modulated and converted and amplified and played back to our body again. So again, it's healing, but in a slightly different way. So the two together are really, quite powerful. And in the voice feedback session, we say a positive affirmation, and then that's played back to us in frequencies. It's like someone standing in front of you and repeating that positive affirmation over and over again. So I really love that as well. So it's not only sort of just reading what's going on with your voice, it's a very subtle way of, giving you something very positive back that you're trying to work on as well. So you could say whatever you want, some affirmation or, some healing affirmation. So that's really lovely. And during this session, or during the therapeutic session, the device is in constant contact with our body. So it's reading you as you are healing as well. So the body just continues to receive the exact frequencies needed to initiate the physiological change required. So when I've used the BioNexus device, for example, I feel really very calm. I don't know if you say you've used it as well, Catherine, but it just makes you feel very balanced and calm. And, I'll come on to explain why that is as well. So when we're looking at the key benefits, for yourself and your family, what are really the main benefits of the BioNexus device? Well, I think the key thing is cellular regeneration, because, that's fundamental, where old and damaged cells are replaced by new and healthy ones. And by doing that, then we're not accumulating damaged cells that could start acting rogue for us. and by helping to improve cellular regeneration. And this also has an anti-aging effect. You know, it's a cumulative. The more you use it, the more you're going to notice a difference there as well. And, you know, just to help to restore cell integrity so the cell can start working better and helping with all the physiological functions that, you know, the different numerous cells do around the body.
Before you move on, I just want to cover a little bit on that, because obviously so many people are concerned about cell integrity now, given challenges that have been facing, I'm being very careful with my wording, a lot of people over the last few years. And having technologies like this that, despite the external influences, can really help your cells to regain their innate cell integrity is absolutely phenomenal for people, isn't it, Caroline?
Well, it is, because really health starts at the cellular level. If our cells aren't healthy, then our organs aren't going to be healthy, and our organ systems aren't going to be healthy. Everything starts off at the cell. So this is why I feel, you know, and this is where, when it's reading the frequencies from all our different cells and it's finding that it needs rebalancing, then, you know, I just think it's a wonderful way or a wonderful layer to try and help, you know, with the healing process of what's going on. And because it's a passive way as well, we're not having to take a supplement or take a shake, you know, we've just got these frequencies helping us. The future is frequency medicine, I believe.
Absolutely. And, you know, a lot of people were very focused, obviously, quite rightly so at times, on the negative frequencies that we're exposed to. So this is a beautiful way to rebalance that with a positive. And this is what I love is there's solutions out there to all these problems that are being thrown at us. Luckily, we have fantastic scientists that are very quickly coming up with solutions like this that can really mitigate these risks for us. Thank you, Caroline.
No, excellent. And the immune system, with an intact immune system, you know, this helps combat pathogens and safeguards the body against infection and disease. So again, you know, obviously our immune system cells get this upregulation, and then this is going to help with cellular repair and detoxification and, you know, speeding up the healing process. And as we've said, you know, the organs and systems, when they're functioning optimally, then this has many positive effects on the body, you know, from improved metabolism to hormone levels, cognitive function, just overall physical, mental, and well-being. So it's upticking and upregulating the body's systems. And also,
sorry, just covering on the organ systems, Caroline, I just wanted to just discuss with you and point out to people that the thing is, modern medicine often breaks things down to its constituent parts, and it will look at a symptom, not the root cause. And we all know that if we're looking at something like, for example, hormone regulation and getting that back into balance, which is a huge issue for so many people of all ages now, it can be very, very challenging. So what this little device does so beautifully, and the way that it works, is it is literally addressing the synergy between the different areas of the body and bringing everything back in balance. The way I like to think about it is if you imagine you've got a whole orchestra, you're not just tuning the violin or tuning the cello, you're basically making sure that every single instrument in the audience is in perfect resonance or harmony, and then working together properly as it should be. Does that make sense, Caroline?
That's exactly how it is. You know, in modern medicine, everything's separated out, but it's not. You know, as we're working on organs and organ systems, and that has a far-reaching effect on, you know, various different systems in the body. So, and everything plays into each other. There's not, it doesn't have a cutoff point. So, yeah, and also when we're working like this at cellular levels, it's like pulling back the layers, really. You know, we're working at things, you know, in different levels. And I think the body just has the way, the body knows how to heal. It's like when you take any nutritional supplement, it's not the supplement that's doing it, it's giving the body the nutritional tools to do what it needs to do. It's going to do whatever it needs to do with that. And this, in the same way, you know, it's giving the body, the cells, the healing, which is then regulating all the different areas in the body. So yeah, very, very similar. So we get this lovely balanced, harmonious, as it would be in an orchestra. If we could probably hear our body, it'd probably sound more harmonious. But yeah.
Beautiful.
And when we're it also helps to upregulate, the nervous system. And a well-regulated nervous system enables communication again between cells and organs, right? So that throws it back to everything in balance. So this is going to help restore not only the balance of the nervous system, but overall physiological state. And when we're seated more in that parasympathetic nervous system, we're producing more alpha brain waves. And in that state, we are more, we're able to connect more to our intuition, for example, and we're also more creative. And we're just in that calm state. So everything then becomes, working better for our body. Also energy. So when the body's organ systems are working more efficiently, this helps to restore internal energy processes. So we're able to, anything that's going to help with energy. This is the main problem that people come to see me about, is their level of fatigue. And more people seem to be more and more fatigued these days, whether it's just what's going on in the world, or, what people have chosen to do or not do certain areas, also, without going into the details. But this is one of the areas. So by helping, anything that can help improve energy levels, so we can enjoy life better, we can get more out of our workouts, or we can just give more energy into the things that we love to do. So important.
And also, when you look at energy at a cellular level, it's absolutely crucial to everything. Let's face it, once that battery pack at a cellular level goes off, that's when we die.
Yes.
We stop functioning. So without energy, there is no life. So we talk about energy. It's a difficult one often for people to really quantify, but at a cellular level, when the cells are working properly in terms of energy levels, everything in the body is working optimally. And that's when people really start to feel that they're thriving physically and emotionally.
Yeah, exactly. Which brings us on to the sort of the cognitive side, because, without the energy in our brain as well, if we can't think clearly, if we've got low energy, then that will bring us down into sort of depressive, states. Energy and vitality and, brain cognition, I think it all goes hand in hand. So, with brain, the brain is a high demand energy organ as well. So it needs, the body needs to be producing good energy, and the brain as well, for us to be able to be working efficiently in our lives. And we know that the device also helps to maintain balance between the hemispheres. And I think this is why you just feel more balanced and calm. And when we're in this state, as I said, our memory improves, our mental clarity, there's less brain fog. And also, if we're able to be in that state where we can be in touch with our intuition that much better, that, then this helps improve our spiritual practice, or, just our collective consciousness, really, which is very, very important right now on Earth, to have that connection.
Absolutely.
And also, it's been shown with the Bion Institute that this device also helps to structure water. And we know that returning water back to its natural molecular state, improves hydration at cellular level. And this also helps with the bioavailability of nutrients and detoxification. So, all in all, it's just, it's really helping to really upregulate the body. And it's like, anything, the more you do it, the more improvement you feel. I've found personally. So it's like taking, anything. You can't just say, healing is, health is really a journey in healing. You never can say, I've just done that detox and that's me done for all my life.
Exactly.
We're constantly having to, heal our bodies and, look after ourselves. And sometimes we go off down a wrong road for a while, and then maybe we pay for it and we come back on it. But it is a constant. So I think anything that's going to help to upregulate our body and help with this healing process that we all have to go through is wonderful, especially when it's so easy to do.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, the delay. Also, I think it's so important to have, when people have got something that they've got access to as and when they need it, because one of the main problems is sometimes problems get very well established before we're able to address them. But obviously, the quicker you can address it when you're going off target, or some new stressor is hitting you, the less likely it has to take hold in your body.
Yeah, it's so true. So if you've got something like this where you know you're about to go through a stressful, time, maybe you're going to go traveling, you're going to go on a flight, whatever you find stressful, then again, this, as you say, it's really helpful for situations like that, because it is calming down the autonomic nervous system. It's place you, and when we're stressed like that, then we know. I mean, personally, for me, whenever I get stressed, I tend to get sick because
Yes.
yeah, it just floors me, but everyone's different. So anything that's going to help to keep your system calm for me is a sickness mitigation, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. So what are the key features of the BioNexus? For me, the number one is it doesn't connect up to the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, which I want to come on to explain, because I know a lot of bioresonance devices out there do that. And I think it kind of just really negates the whole benefit of the bioresonance device personally. It's simple to use. It works straight out the box. There's no complicated setups. There's no preset frequencies because it's working with your own endogenous frequencies. So there's no need to pick a program, and there's no updates required. So it's a really simple little device that you can just start using straight away.
I love that. I really want to pick up on how important for me, this was a complete game changer for me, that it doesn't connect to the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth. Now, so again, it comes back to a trust issue. Our bodies and our resonance is changing all the time. All the time. I could be in one state and then I could hear something that could put me into a fear state, or I could have a chemtrail sprayed over the top of me, or I could eat something toxic, and it can push me out of balance very, very quickly. So the fact that, one, it's reading our own body's resonance is absolutely amazing. But the fact that you're not reliant on Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, one, you don't want to be reliant, and two, you do not want that interference, is a complete game changer for me, and sets it aside from virtually anything else. Well, I haven't heard anything else on the market that works like that. So it's really, really a game changer for people. And in a world where we're so concerned about what frequencies we are connecting into, this is a very important consideration.
Yeah, it's so true. And you're just saying how we change, quite frequently, depending on what we're hearing, or, some news, or, something we've seen. It can change our whole physiological, balance. And it's so true. So, and even, we've seen this with electromagnetic frequencies, the high frequencies, which I just want to show you as to why I feel this is such a good device that it doesn't connect up with any of these, electromagnetic frequencies as such, was the testing I've done on the photonic cards, which is also part of the range of the photonic range of devices. Just quickly to show your audience who maybe haven't seen it, we did some testing on all the different devices, but this one's just showing a snapshot of, I think it was a smartwatch. Yes, it was. So I had the client, we had a room orientation phase, very controlled. So we take the client's blood after 1 hour in the room orientation phase where there's no EMFs in the room. Then I asked this lady to go on her smartwatch for just 20 minutes, just to interact with her smartwatch. And these people go on to this, have a smartwatch, to monitor their steps, to monitor their heart rate, etc., thinking they're doing good for their exercise regime. But you can see after 20 minutes in the middle picture, her blood became completely coagulated. It's, it's erythrocyte aggregation. So what that's done is it's changed the zeta potential within the solution, that net negative charge on the outside of a red blood cell, which repels blood, from each other, so they can flow through the body, delivering oxygen and nutrients, taking away waste products. That ability's been shut down. So now we're not delivering oxygen. We're going to have hypoxic states in the body. We're not taking away waste products, so we're affecting detoxification. Then we're getting mental fog because we're not getting oxygen to the brain as efficiently. Not to mention, if we were doing this continuously 24/7, then we're going to end up with a lot of coagulation in our vascular system. And if that's combined with other factors, that's not great. So this is what EMFs can do to you. That's what I'm saying. Your physiological state can change throughout the day. So this lady then went back onto her, used her smartwatch for another 20 minutes, but had the photonic shield in her pocket. And then after 20 minutes, you can see that her blood, returned to baseline. So what that's done is it's protected her biofield from these electromagnetic field. So we know that the biophotonic range of devices are really powerful. And it's not just me testing. We've got this, other institutes testing. There's the Bion Institute, for example, who tested for the, there's the card, who tested for the water structuring. But there's also the Dutch Institute right now who are testing the BioNexus device, and they test live cell cultures. And their results have come back phenomenal, which we'll probably talk about soon, Catherine,
Yes.
as far as monitoring oxidative stress is concerned. So it's showing that it is actually protecting the cells at cellular level. And we're probably going to go on to do some live blood analysis with BioNexus as well, do some testing in that area. So really, it's just to summarize is that, this ingenious endogenous device where your body receives and resonates with its own perfect frequencies, restoring balance easily. It's like a little powerhouse you can take away everywhere you go in your pocket, just to help balance your system and to know that you're doing your best for your cells.
It's so easy to use. Thank you so much for that presentation. I really, really appreciate that. Now, Caroline and I did do a video a while ago, quite some months ago, looking at the testing that Caroline had done on the photonic shield. So I will link that video below because this is such important information for people. Most teenagers now are walking around with AirPods on. A lot of people, as you say, are working smartwatches. So if anyone hasn't seen that video, please watch it, particularly if you've got youngsters in your family that are using devices like this. So important. But coming on to now some of the benefits, because people are bombarded, Caroline, with solutions at the moment. And the reason I really respect your work so much is you objectively test all this and the blood doesn't lie, as we say. And this is what really excites me, is where people really want to have that confidence that something has been independently tested is so important. With this with the little machine, as you said, it fits in the palm of your hand. You can carry it around everywhere. What length is a typical treatment cycle, Caroline?
Well, I think they recommend about 45 minutes. But I usually use mine last thing at night. And, sometimes I've woken up and it's still going 2 hours later. So, because it just makes you feel so relaxed when you use it. You end up falling asleep. But yeah, 45 minutes, I think, is the initial. I think to begin with, slightly less. Start off on a smaller time scale just so your body can adjust and see how you feel. But yeah, you work up to about 45 minutes, but you can go for longer.
Yeah, it's not going to do any harm. Once your body's back in balance, it's not going to then push it out of balance if you use it longer. So there's absolutely no concerns about that. For example, if you leave it on at night and you fall asleep, that can only benefit. Now, I gave mine to my family member because I had a family member with quite a serious injury, and their feedback was absolutely phenomenal, Caroline. And basically, they could really feel the healing frequency when they put it over their injured part of their body. They said relaxation, mental clarity, improved sleep. They actually live in an area in a block of flats, so they haven't got much control over the Wi-Fi exposure, for example, although obviously they have got the photonic devices. Talk us through about some of the ways that people need to use it. For example, ideally being on your own so that you're not getting interference from, say, your dog.
Yeah, exactly. So the advice is to obviously be in a room on your own, because we don't want to be, if you're laying next to somebody, it'll be picking up on their resonant frequencies. We don't really want that. So to have a session on your own if you can, but also to be not even having like a window open, only if it's a really windy day, something could disturb the frequencies it's picking up. So just to be in a very still, calm place. Now, and also not to be near a Wi-Fi router, for example, or any area where you're going to have a lot of Wi-Fi coming at you, which you wouldn't be resting, I wouldn't think, in a room like that. But as I said, a lot of people don't really know what their environment is. So I've got a Safe and Sound Pro 2, and I've measured every single room in my house to see what the frequencies, the EMF frequencies are in different places. And obviously, no surprise, in the lounge where I have my router is the highest, frequency range. So I don't actually go to my lounge very often anymore, but it's such a difficult time, isn't it? But in my bedroom, there's no frequencies at all. It's very, very low. So I know this is a good place for me to use my BioNexus. But a lot of time, just your bathroom, a lot of people spend time in their bathroom relaxing. If you've just got a quiet room in your house, a study or something that's away from the router, that would be an ideal place. Yeah.
Yeah. But the main thing is people need to use it. So if that's not possible, you don't want to worry about it. We're talking about to get the best possible results, but we're not saying that you can't use it in everyday situations at all, because it is working with your frequencies and bringing you back into balance. In terms of cost and things, so I'm going to put all the links below. This is, everything's relative. One of the few of the clients that I've got that are using them, they're actually sharing them between family members. And we've also got quite a lot of therapists that are using them as part of their practice as well. So what have you come across with experience with that, Caroline, to make it more affordable for people?
Well, definitely, because when you buy one of these, and anyone can use it in the family or friends, you can lend it out. So, or you can buy it together with somebody if you wanted to. But yeah, so anybody can use it. So that's obviously, a real bonus. It's not just for one person. A lot of these devices, with these bioresonance devices where it's actually measuring your endogenous frequencies and giving you healing, these devices usually cost tens of thousands of pounds. You would usually go to Harley Street, say in London, for a half-hour, 1 hour session or what have you, and pay a couple of £100 for that session. So, but this is like, you've got your own device here now, that you can use anytime for, years and years to come. So that's the difference. You're not having to rely on somebody else to give you the therapy. You can do your own therapy. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think this is really key, particularly with everything around the world changing us. No one thought that we'd be locked down a few years ago, and look what's happened there. And I know some excellent therapists that use some really great bioresonance devices, but of course they have to recoup their costs because they're extortionately expensive, these machines. So I would encourage people to really look at this as a tool for the family, for the community, for therapists that are using them. The other thing I really was blown away with, Caroline, is how simple this is to use. You do not have to run complicated programs. You're not paying. A lot of the other devices, you have to pay for updates as the programs are updated. So you've got no ongoing running costs with this at all.
Yeah, that's so true. So, you buy the device and then that's it, and you've just got this amazing patented small, this is so dinky, so tiny.
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
It makes a lovely sound as well. It's like, sounds like crickets, when it's measuring your endogenous frequencies. Until it settles down, then it's okay, it's found what it needs to find, and now it's giving you the healing. So yeah, it's a sweet little device. Ergonomically, it's beautiful as well. It looks lovely. But, as far as the healing frequencies are concerned, there's no other device on the market like this one, where it's measuring your endogenous frequencies and giving you that healing back, and also the voice activation that's not connected to Wi-Fi, and it's not costing tens of thousands of pounds. So, yeah, I think those are the key benefits.
Yeah, I know quite a few people who have been using them, and every single person has reported phenomenal results. And one of the things, particularly with the community that tend to watch my channel, they're very spiritually connected, and there's a lot of experiments going on. We can come back next time to cover some of the more in-depth science, as you're going to be blown away, everyone, when you see the experiments that are being done. But there's a lot of link to the human consciousness side of things, because obviously on a resonance level, you can't separate mind, body, spirit, and consciousness.
Yeah, that's so true. And, as I said, it's when we're seated more in that parasympathetic nervous system, then we're in that calm state, with the alpha brainwaves, and that, we are connecting more. And, I feel that with this device. It's sort of, it's calm. It's almost like taking, I don't know if you've tried L-theanine, which is an amino acid, but it really calms the system down. It's like that. Or having some ashwagandha. It's lovely.
Yeah, no, it really does. And in a time where inflammation is rife for everyone, because it's very difficult to avoid inflammatory causing information, frequencies, substances in our food, our air and water. And what I love about devices such as this, and I'm so grateful to the developers, Caroline has seen more of the science than I have. The science that I've seen already, I'm completely blown away with. Honestly, the studies behind this device are absolutely extensive. But the most important thing is to have a real life experience and see how it works for you, because that trumps everything. So thank you so much for putting all this work together, Caroline. I'm so delighted that there's people like you that are giving us real test results to go through it. I mean, I've had my blood analysis done by Caroline, and it's absolutely something I would recommend to anyone, because at the end of the day, it's really important for us to see whether the remediation methods that we're all taking are actually working. And I was pleased to say mine are. But
I'd like to talk on that a moment, actually, because we did the dry blood analysis with you. And I still, to this day, haven't seen anyone who's had the same blood as you, because your blood was so good, I have to say. So everything that you're doing and applying into your life, at that point when I measured it, was showing up as being, 100% effective for you. So it was
really worth having this done, people. You can, get people to do the dry blood analysis where you can get a kit and do it at your home. And thank you for saying that, because at the time when I sent mine off, it was a particularly stressful time for me. I was going through a lot of stress with a family member being very unwell. So my sleep was not on point. I was taking a lot of the things. I mean, basically, people who watch my channel know that I don't ever talk about anything that I'm not doing myself. And I was so grateful for the solutions I had in my toolbox, because all of us go through stresses in life. That is a reality of living on this planet. So when you've got these tools in your toolkit that can mitigate for them, particularly when you're a caregiver for other people, is so important. Just before we finish, anything that you want to share about your own personal experience of using the device, or obviously from a confidential point of view from any clients that have used it, without giving any names away?
Yeah, so one lady who used the device, she had a small lump on her breast, and she'd been very concerned about it. It had been painful. She hadn't gone to get it looked at because she didn't want to go down that road of fear and, being told all sorts of things. So she was concerned about it. So she used a BioNexus device, and after just 2 sessions, it completely went. So she said, whether it's that or whether it was just timing, but she really felt that it had been since she used the BioNexus device and it hasn't come back since. So you still keep in touch and she's still using it. So that's, sometimes it's difficult with anecdotal, testimonials. You can't say whether it's that or not, but that to me was quite interesting, to be honest. And as we say, this device is working on improving the cellular health, improving detoxification, improving all these areas. So I just feel that, it wouldn't have been difficult for her body to maybe, having an improvement in that area.
I love it. And I just really appreciate you sharing that, because the thing is, a lot of people are very well aware that different diseases have different vibrational frequencies. That's quite widely spoken about. And we haven't got time to get into that today. And I know there's research ongoing on that. But this is why I think you're so right when you talked about that bioresonance and frequency medicine is the way of the future. We know a lot of results have been hidden from us deliberately, but so many people are becoming aware of it. It's accessible to everybody, and it's so wonderful when we see that now. I can remember when I first started working with bioresonance years and years ago, it just was not accessible to most members of the general public. It just wasn't. The cost was so prohibitive. So the fact now that things are available for people to use, I'm so grateful that people that have fought long and hard really to bring these things to market.
I think it's wonderful because, any company that goes out and sort of, spends money on trying to get devices this small to try and help people, they're putting a lot of their time and effort, risk really, and finances. And, it's just wonderful to appreciate such efforts as well. And, you're right about the frequencies. We know that, parasites have certain frequencies, cancer has a frequency, arthritis has a frequency. And this is the way a lot of these frequency machines, work, by negating these frequencies. So, it's just wonderful that we now have these devices that we can carry around with us. And as I said, not have to rely on, going somewhere else and paying for individual treatments at a time. We can do it whenever we want, and it's gives us that autonomy to try and help ourselves that much better.
Yeah, when we talk about sovereignty and taking our power back, this is exactly what I mean. And I've got one of these devices now. Caroline's got one of those devices. Most people that have got them are very happy to share and let other people come and have sessions for them. So thank you so much for your time, Caroline. I know how busy you are. If people are interested, the links to find out more will be below. I'm also very happy to connect you directly in with the company who can answer a lot of detailed questions, because these devices are phenomenal and more people need to know about them. And I'm sure we will be back to do some follow-ups, Caroline, as more of this really exciting new research that's going on as we speak comes out. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge again.
Oh, thank you so much. Lovely to be back with you.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And if you feel inspired, please do share with your friends and family. My goal is to inspire as many people as I can to live their best lives, to stay curious and to raise their consciousness and that of the collective. So to do this, I need to reach as many people as possible, and this needs your help. If you feel drawn, would you be willing to share your favourite episode with 5 different people? This helps us spread the word and also helps me encourage some exciting new guests to take part in this podcast. If you feel drawn to do that, I will be very, very grateful. All the links and discount codes where applicable for all the products that I support are on my 2 websites, CatherineEdwards.life and CatherineEdwardsAcademy.com. All of the products are personally tried and tested by me, my family, and my clients. And finally, please do press the follow or subscribe button, depending which platform you're listening on. And above all, stay curious and stay free.